Okay, thank you. I guess Diane is back there. So 9:02 a.m. we're going to start our recording in our meeting. And everyone is in attendance today, which is great. Appreciate that. And I appreciate the attendees who are here as well. So the first item is number 1 will be approval of the ACC meeting agenda for today, which is 8/17/2023.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Wayne, the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, we are going to jump down right off the bat to our attendees who are here today. So our first one will be item number 13, which is 1 Valley View Circle. It's exterior alteration request. That's item number 13.
Okay.
I believe that was okay. So we're gonna item number 13.
Yes. Michael and I. Okay.
Barbara, just if you could just stay muted for a second, and then we'll go ahead and see if there's any comments or questions from the ACC or a motion.
Okay.
Okay, anybody on the committee have any questions or comments, concerns, or a motion? For item number 13, 1 Valley View Circle.
I can make a motion there, Keith, to approve based on the Whatcom County permit received 22 August 23.
I second.
That's Daniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that has been approved,
Great.
and that is unanimous.
If they call on you, you should be.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time this morning.
Okay, we'll be dropping off now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we're going to jump down to item number 15, which is 18 Sunflower Circle. I love that name, Sunflower Circle. 18. That's incorrect, isn't it? It's item number 15, excuse me, item number 15, 18 Sunflower Circle, item number 15. And this is the replacement of the deck and the stairs, the landing. Can I get a motion?
I move to approve.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Who was that?
Daniel.
Daniel, thank you, Daniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's been approved unanimously. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate meeting you yesterday.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, I see we're going to go next to item number 33, which is 21 Lost Fork Lane. There's 2 items on 21 Lost Fork Lane. The first one is going to be a construction change request, and that's for the retaining walls, I believe, up front. Or this, yeah, let's check. And parking, which I thought was going to be temporary. Let's take a look at that. So 21 Lost Fork, item number 33 and 34.
Yeah, as I recall, this was never meant as a temporary parking. I think it was always supposed to be a permanent parking area.
Yeah, I
Is that
might
correct?
have it confused with another request for a temporary one that was in here.
Yeah, there's another one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. We never had any intention of temporary parking. It's just parking in the right of way.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm looking at it now. Yep, I remember
Awesome.
it. Yep. Any questions, comments, or concerns from the committee?
So Keith, it's Wayne here. So the
Yep.
motion to approve the landscaped retaining walls that are to be constructed under 4 feet, and then defer the parking to Sudden Valley Admin and Roads because it encroaches the right of way.
Yep. Under 4 feet is the first one. Landscape retaining walls approved under 4 feet. Or as you know, Jay, you would have to obtain county permit on that. And then the the parking deferred to SVCA due to right-of-way issue. It's in the ROW. Okay. And we were good. It was this Allen block or was it stacked? I think it was Allen block, was it? Yeah.
Allen block, correct?
Okay. All right, any other questions, comments, or concerns, guys? Okay, so the motion on the table right now by Wayne is moved to approve the landscape retaining walls as long as they're under 4 feet tall. Anything over 4 feet tall, as you know, requires county permit and engineering. And 2, that the front parking area be deferred to, we are going to approve it and defer that over to Sudden Valley for approval due to the right-of-way situation there. And then you'll need to obtain their approval and blessing to move forward with it. Can I get a second for that motion?
Daniel, the second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's been approved. And that is unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jay. Appreciate it. Okay. Now, that would take care of items. Whoops, gotta move back over. 33 and 34. And your other one, Jay, isn't even on here, so I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, actually, 16 Canyon Court is not on the docket for today. That was my mistake.
Okay, no worries, man. No worries
Okay.
at all. All right, you
Awesome.
have a great day. I appreciate it.
Great, thank you. Oh, and if I could make a note, 287 Sudden Valley Drive is Vitali. He's here with me, and he's on his cell phone, which might not come up with his name.
Okay, no worries. 287 Sudden Valley Drive. Okay, guys, we're gonna jump over to item number 29, which is 287 Sudden Valley Drive. It's a construction extension and reapproval. Let's go to item 29 real quick. That's 30.
So Keith, the motion would be to approve based on the Whatcom County permit to extend to 4 March 24.
Yeah, 3/4/24. I got it. And then we also want to make the note with appropriate fees. Is this the let's see, this was pulled out in 2022. So
It's the second.
yeah, second. So okay, so your second fees. So with appropriate fees, we're gonna add that. Oh, I already did that one. Okay. Okay, so that's Wayne. And the motion is to approve to 3/4/2024 with appropriate fees.
Keith, just
And
one
SVCA will
question.
review.
Keith, one question. I wonder if I could get an explanation, just so we know what sort of things are holding these
Sure.
construction sites up.
Absolutely. Vitali's on the phone with us. So Vitali, if you don't mind.
What's holding us up?
Yeah, he's just looking for, yeah, what's the holdup on this one?
Yeah, I
Why
mean,
we're looking for the
this thing
extension.
happens a lot, not just to you, but to others too. And I'm just curious
Yeah,
about what the
yeah.
issues are.
we go crazy summertime to put in these foundations. And in just a simple explanation, everybody gets burned out. Then we enter into a really wet season. And if we're not able to frame these before October, November, it makes for a crappier house and just worse. And so a lot of times we just leave it till fall, spring, summer. And then material, money, I mean, you name it, everything kind of, we're not a big company that's got unlimited resources. So we just kind of make the best with what we got. There's not like one big, great reason that this happens. It's just a mix of things. And there's really not a way that I've figured out to do it better. We put in these foundations as many as we can, sometimes so that we can keep busy throughout the year. Sometimes we get into it where we have too many houses for a month or 2 or 3 that 1 or 2 of them is sitting. But then also sometimes we have where we run out of work until June 1st and everybody's just kind of sitting around. That doesn't happen as much. So it's hard to time everything. Mainly the watershed is the main reason for us. I mean, if I had to give you one good reason. The
So-
watershed window.
Well, that's something that'll never change, but obviously Sudden Valley wants to minimize these extended construction periods. Is there anything you could suggest that could mitigate this problem? Because I mean, we don't want to punish anybody, but we also don't want open construction sites that go on for months and months. Is there any suggestion you can give us to keep
Yes,
these
mainly.
tighter schedules?
Yeah, one of the easiest, simplest suggestion is bring back these contractor meetings where we get in a room for 8 hours with Sun Valley, Whatcom County, Lake Whatcom Water and Sewer, and all the builders. There's a huge, it's a huge problem when in communicating where, like even yesterday, I was trying to get final on my Autumn Vista. I've been trying to get a final on that one for months. Like, here's an example, and I apologize for taking a lot of time, but Joel is great at what he does in a way, but he can't answer any questions. And like, I've had a question because I've had final from county, temporary final for like 2 months. And I've been trying to get an easy answer from Sun Valley and I can't. And I've scheduled multiple on-site visits with Mike and Joel. They're great every time. Hey, sorry, we're busy. We'll get to it. We set up a time. Oh, we can't do it. No babysitter, this, that. It's another week. And then when we get there, I have a simple thing. Oh, I couldn't find your file because we don't know where it is. I'm like, well, here's what I can tell you. My last, and so this is Autumn Vista that I'm trying to get final. I'm like, well, hey, listen, last time you guys couldn't get me a file for 6 months. I submitted it to the ACC to get it approved as is, you know, as the house sits for
So
3
it's
years.
essentially better communication
Yeah. And so
across the construction
like-
time period.
yeah, even with that one, I mean, this is a great example. We have 2 houses that have finals from county. They're finished, they're moving ready. And for both of these houses, we can't get Sun Valley's response on anything. And so my 3 Autumn Vista has been a nightmare for me because the file got lost years ago. The exterior of the house has been done for like 2 or 3 years. And even yesterday, once again, I'm talking to Joel. I'm like, I have a full out approval from the ACC for everything. Like, you guys came out here. I remember, Keith, we had a conversation in the meeting where you're like, well, you built this house and you just want us to approve it as is. I'm like, yeah, it's finished. And so I was under the understanding that it's got everything's fully approved. Last week, I'm talking to Joel saying, hey, can you please make sure when you come out next week that I'm good to go? Well, he comes out, he's like, yeah, I don't have a file. I don't know. Let me talk to Joanne. Great, please get back to me. Nothing. And so that's one of the biggest problems is, even as we sit right now, I have 2 houses that have full final from county, and yet Sun Valley is essentially holding them hostage. Like, my 3 Autumn Vista has been furnished for over a month, like completely furnished, ready to go. It's essentially by default my weekend getaway kind of a place. I can't do anything with it 100% because Sun Valley's holding it hostage, and I can't get an answer for over a month. Now, there's other little things that I'm not necessarily rushing because, well, I got them done. I got them approved yesterday by Mike, but that doesn't solve anything because there's other things. And so it is incredibly difficult. I'm not blaming Sun Valley, but if we can get once a year, and this used to happen and it cleared up a lot of these things, get all the builders, Sun Valley, Whatcom County, Lake Whatcom Water and Sewer, everybody's life is going to be way easier.
Okay,
So,
well, thank you for your viewpoint. And yeah, obviously it's going to be something we discuss because we all want quicker time, construction time. So it's good to get your perspective. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. So the motion on the table now is, the motion on the table by Wayne was moved to approve to the county permit to 3/4/2024 with the appropriate fees. And can I get a second? Daniel, did you second?
Hey Keith.
Yes, go ahead.
So before we close on the discussion, so Dan brought up a good point, and I want to point to the rest of the committee on the same vein of the contractor here. 21 Lost Fork is also asking for an approval of extension on that property to 2/26 or 26 February 24. So we should put a condition that if we're going to approve 287 Sudden Valley, that they also commit to finishing 21 Lost Fork, because that's got an extension prior to it.
21 Lost Fork taking a long time. I think we covered that on the last ACC meeting.
Yeah.
But if you guys go to these houses, we got crews pretty much full time. I mean, 21 Lost Fork. Yeah, we talked about that for a while with the reason that took a long time. That was a little different case. In either case, these houses that we have right now, they're all being worked on. We got people, everything's happening, and we plan on finishing them out quickly. And this year I have the least amount of new builds starting, so we're in a better spot.
So we're taking that under consideration is what I'm trying to say. So the motion on the table is we approve with that new permit extension of 4/24 or 4 March 24, based on the dependency that the contractor completes the 2/26/24 permit at 21 Lost Fork, because what I just heard was there's a dependency on crew.
What does that mean based on completing?
Well, you're asking for 2 extensions, right? And you just explained to Daniel on the committee that you're dependent on resources, right? So if you don't finish at 21 Lost Fork, there's a good chance that you're going to delay on 287 Sudden Valley. You won't be able to complete because you'll need the same crew, right?
No, what does finish mean? They're both in the same stages. And so I'm not going to, we're working, they're both essentially in the same stage. One house is a few weeks behind as far as what we're working on. And so like, I'm working on both of them at the same time. We got 2 different crews. We have the funding for it. And so they should go well. I just don't want it to, I guess maybe I'm not understanding is I'm getting an extension on 287.
We're saying if we approve these, we're relying on your ability to manage your crew, that you're going to meet those dates, regardless of whether them or whatever.
Yeah, Wayne, I don't know that I would be on board with that, with what you're suggesting. That's just me. That's my opinion, but it is up to the committee. But just so you know that I wouldn't be okay with that, like holding one hostage over another one. I get what you're saying, absolutely. But from the builder's standpoint too, if you had a homeowner that came and said, hey, I want 21 Lost or I want 287, they're gonna focus on finishing whatever one they're gonna need to finish. And I wouldn't necessarily want to cause a problem with that happening.
Putting conditions like that doesn't help me.
Go ahead, Wayne. I'm sorry. Let Wayne finish, tell you.
Yeah, that's not the point.
Okay.
We understand they're 2 separate requests,
Mhm.
and nobody explained until Dan asked the question and said, what's the likelihood that you're going to meet that date and what's causing it to delay, right? So I don't want to be here, 4 months later on another decision saying I want another extension because I didn't manage the 2 properties properly, right?
Well, if he needs another extension, there's fees in place for that. So there's a fee they would pay for that, and the 3rd extension is a loss of 50% of their deposit, their building deposit.
Well,
so
and the
they
other thing,
pay a fee for these extensions. It's not like you just get them, hey, yeah, you get another extension, that's great. But
Keith,
go ahead.
So Keith, the point is, if you go back to what what Dan's trying to get clarification is we're not in the business just to sit here and approve extensions and then leave constructions projects wide open every year, right? So what we're trying to understand, and I think Vitaly explained that the request from the contractor is they would like to see a joint committee meeting with all of Sudden Valley to help improve communication. So what I'm referring back to saying we're making the motion on 287 Sudden Valley that they're not dependent on the same crew. So Vitaly's explained that.
You know, I don't know who else in the committee is on board with that. So let's
Well, I
that's
mean,
the
this-
motion
this-
on the table. So
This does underscore our reluctance to approve new construction when we know that there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, there's a lot of issues, you know, our fault, their fault, doesn't matter whose fault it is. We, you know, the people who live here don't want to see open construction sites. So that explains our reluctance to approve new construction with all these open spaces.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you guys prevent us and make it harder for us. And because construction is not going away, we have a right as property owners. We pay the dues, we pay the fees. This isn't like a privilege that we get to enjoy because the HOA is so gracious. This is our right as property owners. And we follow the rules as much as possible. And we do pay the price when we don't. There is a cost associated with these extensions. And our frustration, my frustration has always been, and I've been very open about my frustration with the things that Sun Valley gets wrong that ends up costing us money. And because I've been in the valley for many years, I have a lot of these. And I've even gotten apologies from Sun Valley for some of the stuff, and it's always the same. Well, we're doing our best. We don't have enough people. I mean, and I get it. And so I think we should limit these kind of conversation that end up putting us on either opposite sides and instead figure out
yeah,
a
and
way
I
to
don't want
work
to, guys, I
together.
don't want to spend an hour on this either. It's a construction extension. So either we're going to approve it with with Wayne's motions or not. So let's just move on with it. So the motion on the table by Wayne was moved to approve to 3/4/2024 with the condition that 21 Lost Fork gets finished first. Is that correct, Wayne?
Yeah,
So who's on board with that? So that's the
Second.
motion on the table. I need a second on that motion.
Daniel the second.
Daniel second. So we got Wayne and Daniel. I already got you both on there. Okay, all in favor of that?
I
I abstain.
You know, I oppose. We have one abstain, one oppose. And we have three approvals. So the motion passes.
What does
Right,
that
yeah.
mean? That sounds crazy. What does that mean? I can't. Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. That's why, Vitaly, I'm not for that one myself. That is just me. It's a committee, so the committee has voted and I guess they will explain how that will happen.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Make a lot
Okay,
of
so
sense.
thank you. Thank you for your time and we'll get, I guess, some clarification on that. We'll have some minutes, I'm sure, on that one, on how to proceed. Thank you, Vitaly. I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you.
Okay, that was item number 29, 287 Sudden Valley. Okay, do we have any other attendees here today for anything else that I missed?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oliver. Okay, what item or what's your address, Oliver?
It's 418 Sudden Valley Drive.
418. So that's item number 16. So we'll jump to that now. Item number 16, 418 Sudden Valley Drive. It's the garden bed. Okay, this one, so they have a circular driveway now. They're looking to pull out the raised mound or flower bed area and add gravel. More gravel. At 418 Sudden Valley Drive. Should we get a motion?
I'll move to deny.
You get a second?
I move to deny. I second to deny.
Okay, now when we were out there, yeah, we looked at this and one of the things we came up with, I think it was you, Daniel, that said unless there was some incredible explanation as to why someone would need more parking in their front yard. So if you could, since you're already here, Oliver, if you wanted to explain.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get roommates and it would be nice if I had more parking for them. There's not as much parking as it looks because it's a horseshoe driveway.
Yeah.
There's just like no room there.
What about that area by the sofa?
Right. Well,
Is
well,
that parking?
yeah, I have my van parked there.
How many roommates are you looking to get?
I'm gonna get 2.
Okay.
So how many cars do you have there?
Right now I have 2.
And it'll be an additional 2?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, Oliver. I think for us, we were kind of all in agreement that it seemed like you had enough parking as it was. Not that, we want to get into dictating how much parking, but you had, it seemed like you had adequate parking if it was used properly. And the other concern that we had as the group walking the project was you have a lot of gravel already, and we just couldn't see adding. Your whole front end will just be gravel. It'll just be like cars parked there, and so we didn't want to see that. You're on a main street, Sudden Valley Drive. So that was a concern. So right now, the motion on the table is deny. We have a second for deny. Go ahead, Patrick. You had additional comment?
Yeah, are the roommates family members? Or are they people that are renting rooms in your house?
They're gonna be family members.
So brothers, sisters, your parents?
Yeah, it's my brother and his fiance.
Okay, so my question to the committee real quick is, does that matter?
It doesn't change my vote.
No, mine either.
Well, that's what I was, yeah, okay, so that's what I was wondering if it would matter, like who the people were, close relatives or just best friend. I'm not sure that would matter. The idea was all the gravel in the front and the current use maybe not being used adequately as it could be for parking. I think that was our concern. Unless I was mistaken. So the motion on the table currently is to deny by Joe Jean, seconded by Daniel. All in favor of denial?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstain? I didn't hear from Wayne.
Abstain.
Abstain? Wayne abstain. Okay, it's been denied, Oliver. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here this morning. Okay, I see there are more people in attendance here that I didn't see before. So can we see what project you're here for? Go ahead, Dimitri. You're off, Dimitri. Go ahead. All right, Oliver, you're gonna have to mute if you could.
Yeah, I'm here for 10 and 12 Green Hill.
Oh, 10 and 12 Green Hill. Okay, let's do that one real quick. That is the retaining walls that's going up in the center of the houses.
There's a couple. So 12 Green Hill will have a retaining wall in the front that was deferred from last time. And then in the last meeting, you mentioned some retaining walls between the two houses. So The 10 and 12 is for those little retaining walls between the houses.
Okay, 10 and 12. So let's take 10 first. That's 10 Green Hill. That'll be item number 19.
So you did mention some retaining walls, and talking to Joel, he mentioned like stagger them or something. So what's going on that one is there's a sewer line that's in between those two houses, and we can't dig into those. So the most we could go in from the side of the house, both sides of the houses, is about 3 feet. That's all we dug out because we didn't want to hit the sewer line. So if
a sewer line right in between. Okay.
yeah. So we'll slope it the best we can. It's not going to be as steep as it is right now because we got to move some dirt. And once we do the retaining walls, it'll be a little easier. But yeah, and I did want to just put rocks, the dry stack rocks.
Okay, so anything over 2-to-1 slope, right? So that's pretty gnarly up there, man. I couldn't even make it. I tried. I did make it, but it was hard. It was almost like crawling. The last 10 feet was just crawling to get up to the top of that. So it's, people got to maintain their homes. You're going to have sometimes a maintenance, stuff like that. So that was a concern that I had. And so I want to make sure those retaining walls are being put in on all the projects where it's required and not being overlooked.
Yeah, that was the plan. I just I was not aware that I needed the approvals because they weren't going to be anything crazy. It's just going to be like a 2-foot retaining walls, and they weren't going to be going into anything. So yeah.
Okay. Guys, do you have any other comments, questions on 10 Green Hill?
Yeah, I'm looking at this elevation, and that slope there doesn't look like the slope I remember from that building. Is that drawing accurate?
So we had to go deeper with the foundation because to get the driveway slope. So both of those are a little steeper. So 10 Green Hill is a 14-foot wall in the back, and 12 Green Hill is a 16-foot wall in the back. So I believe the drawing should be like a 12 or something like that.
Any other questions on 10 Green Hill?
Will these meet the setbacks?
I was told I didn't need the setback since it's not like a structure. It's just because Diane confirmed with Joel, and he said we don't need any variances or anything for that.
Any other questions?
So Keith, it's Wayne.
Yes.
So
Yep.
So it's over 4 feet and there's no county permit, right?
Correct.
Over 4 feet.
Correct. Over 4 feet requires it. Yes.
Okay. So
and that's
he's
from the base, they say. A lot of people count from the grade, right? They'll put their course, their bottom course in and count from the grade up and go, hey, I'm under 4 feet. But according to the county, he said it includes the grade. So anything, your first course is included in that 48 inches.
Yeah. So it's more than 4 feet here, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not more than 4 feet. It'll be a multiple within 34 feet. Multiple.
So you're not setting a base, right? You're not setting a footing. You're not digging to set that structure, right? You're just putting it at grade.
I'm not sure what you mean with that.
You're going to be more than 4 feet if you have to dig in below grade, right? Below finished grade, right?
Are we talking about 12 Green Hill or 10?
10 Green Hill. Do 10 Green Hill first. 10 Green Hill. So those retaining walls there that are going down the side, those should not be, I wouldn't think they're going to be over 4 feet tall, even including the base. That's what he's asking. How tall will those be, including your base course, like your dry stack? So you're stacking your stones, your first course to the top course is going to be how many inches? roughly.
Yeah, no more than 4 feet. I don't think we'll even need to go 3 feet. They'll be just under what needs to be permitted.
Yeah, so that's so Wayne, I think what he was saying earlier is gonna have to put many of these in here, right, to get to make it work. So none of them are gonna be really tall. And it may end up being maybe more than 4 he might end up putting in here.
Yeah, it'll be no more than I don't know, 4 or 5, whatever. I
Yeah.
can't really tell it until we get digging and trying to make that slope.
Right.
Yeah,
So you could make that comment that anything over 48 inches we're gonna require county permit.
yeah, so the motion is to approve if the retaining walls are less than 4 feet.
Okay. The motion on the table is moved to approve as long as retaining walls remain under 4 feet. Remain under 4 feet, and that is on 10 Green Hill Road. Can I get a second on that?
I second.
And that's Patrick, and you're good with the material. We'd have no problem with that. Okay, and then all in favor with that?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. That one has been approved, and that's 10 Green Hill. Okay, now we're gonna go to 12 Green Hill. And I'll let you guys talk about that because I gotta make a couple notes on there. So 12 Green Hill. Go ahead and explain what you gotta do on this one.
So yeah, 12 Green Hill on the same thing, like 10 Green Hill. This the other side of the other house. On the side of the house will be pretty much identical. And then the one in the front of the house, it's just a steep slope with the driveway there. And it would ease up the slope from the driveway, the dirt, once you step off the driveway, if we get that retaining wall there. And yeah, it'll be out of the same material and under 4 feet.
So on 12 Green Hill, you don't have the challenges of the sewer line, right?
No, we don't.
So Keith, is Keith still there?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll make a motion here to approve if retaining walls are less than 4 feet.
Under 4 feet. Can I get a second?
I second.
Patrick, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Okay, those have been approved. Okay, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, that was let's see, that was the same thing, Wayne. I'm gonna make a quick note while we're here, Wayne and Patrick. And then under 4 feet. Okay. Okay, now I see we picked up a couple other people. So Ian, what project are you here for? Or Victor or Anthony? Anybody can unmute and let me know what project you're here for?
Yeah, sorry, good morning. It's Ian Mercer, 20 Lost Fork Lane.
20 Lost Fork. 20 Lost Fork.
31.
Item number 32. 20 Lost Fork, right?
20. Yep, 20.
20. Okay, let's go ahead and do that real quick. Item number 32, 20 Lost Fork Lane. Item 22. No, it's not item 22.
32.
32, thank you. Item 32. Goodness, we have a lot of stuff. Next to the decks, structure and stability. Oh yeah, yep. Okay, guys, any questions?
So Keith, the scope of the project is to replace the existing deck, and then the second part of the scope is to expand the total load area of the deck. So the question then is, there's no replacement or scope information about the existing structures that are holding the existing deck on the, and there's no information regarding handling the extra load, because if you're expanding the deck, you're taking more load. So if you're not improving the structure and you haven't talked to a structural engineer, so how are you ensuring you can handle the extra load that you're expanding here?
Sorry, that's to me. I thought you said
Yeah.
Ken. No, it's the old deck has already been removed. The builder's going to just add one more post, 6x6 post. But the previous deck has already been demolished because it was just too unsafe. So now we're just looking for a review for the larger deck.
Yeah, and then so, we don't want to get into like engineering and that kind of thing. So if you're concerned, to address your concern, you could put the caveat in there that, require county building permit, engineering and so forth, because you're.
Yeah, that did work.
Yeah. And that would address that. So the county would take over the structural aspects of your answering your questions. They wouldn't let them do it unless it's engineered correctly.
Correct. That's to my understanding.
Would that satisfy your concern, Wayne? So the motion, we could move to approve with the obvious thing that a county permit required and, engineering and so forth.
Yeah, so the motion on table is to approve if the coverage of the expansion is still within the 35% max, and the owner obtains a structural engineer and submits that permit for Whatcom County for the expanded.
That would be probably the 50% max is what we're going to be looking at. So we want to make sure, so the motion would be to approve under the 35% max lot coverage, because that would be for your, decks and stuff like that, hardscapes. 35% would be house coverage only. And then 50% total. So make sure you're under your 50% lot coverage.
Okay.
And then go ahead, Wayne, with the permits, of course, county permits required, and engineering.
Engineering stamp, yeah. For the expand load area.
Okay. We need to get a second on that.
Doesn't that contractor information cover those things that Wayne was talking about?
It's not the contractor. You need a structural engineer, right? Contractor is not able to stamp anything.
So can we approve this before we see the county's permit?
Yes. Yeah, you can approve it based on that requirement.
But can they start it before we get a copy of that?
Technically, no. They're supposed to supply that to the office because they wouldn't have approval until that's supplied to the office. So that would go to Sudden Valley. That would be one of the things. Permit must. It's the same thing on a house. Everything has to go to admin. It's supposed to go to the ACC coordinator, and they get logged in and everything like that. And then that's when everything can start.
So we're approving, and construction can't begin until we actually get those documents, correct?
That is how it's supposed to work, yes. I will be honest that it doesn't always work that way because, you got your builder ready or the contractor ready to go and stuff like that. So things happen a little differently, but yes, that is the process is supposed to happen. So to get approved with the condition that a county permit is required. Same thing on a tree removal. They're not supposed to remove the tree till the county permit comes back here and it goes to the office, and the office actually signs them a permit and gives it to them, and then they can go remove the trees here. The same is supposed to be with this stuff.
Yeah, I understand the red tape, but since Wayne brought up the engineering aspect of it, might be a concern.
Yeah, again, though, but that doesn't get into the ACC's concern. So the ACC is concerned with, aesthetics, lot coverage, things like that. And then engineering aspects and so forth would be county and actually an engineer would actually have to look at it.
Well, I'm just saying I wouldn't want it to be built without any permit from the county. We find out that they don't get a permit and we still approved it.
Yeah, that's why we put that caveat in there. So we got motion to approve currently and he's got to verify that and so the county will look at this too, when he goes to the county with his addition on here for his deck, that he does not exceeding his 50% lot coverage. So that'll be a requirement that the county looks at, not just us, but the county. And then, obviously their county's going to require a permit, and then, they're going to see that it needs to be engineered, and they're going to require the stamp, the engineer stamp.
And I'm not suggesting he wouldn't do that. I'm just saying going forward, it's a consideration for us to keep in mind.
Yep. So that's a motion on the table, and we still would need a second on that.
Daniel, a second.
And then all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, that's been approved.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you for your time. I appreciate you, Ian. Okay, that was 20 Lost Fork, item number 32. 32, and that was Wayne and Daniel, excuse me, I gotta make quick notes. County permit and engineer stamp. Okay. Okay, so now we have okay, Victor, what project are you here for?
Yeah, hi, I'm here for number 38. It's an exterior paint at 6 Catkin Court.
Item 38. Okay, item number 38. The last item on here. It'd be great if we were done, but we're not. Item 38, last on the agenda. You get a motion on that?
I move to approve.
Yeah, that's Patrick. Can I get a second?
Wayne,
Daniel.
Wayne? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. You've been approved.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank
care.
you. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, Anthony, what project are you here for?
Yeah, not sure what number, but the property is 23 Granite Circle. It's a parking pad.
22 Granite Circle.
23.
Item 35.
Which is it?
35.
35? Oh yeah, 23 Granite. 23 Granite Circle, item number 35. $34. Item 35, 23 Granite. Okay. Okay, any questions, comments, guys?
That's the one we looked at yesterday
Yeah.
or the day before, whatever.
Yep, do we have questions, comments, or concerns on that?
I just had a quick question. Is that how is the driveway going to work? Is it going to be you have to sort of parallel park into it, or will it have a gradual entrance from the road?
So it's going to be basically a pull in. So you're going to be parking parallel to the road.
Okay.
So
Okay, but not, yeah, not, so the way you showed your picture on here, that's the concern. You show a car like pointing straight forward. That is not your intent. Your car would be parked alongside the road. Is that correct?
yes, let me look at the image that I included. So the picture is actually from the parking pad that was built down the road at 7 Granite Circle. I just like the design of that. And I am going to basically replicate the parking pad that they did, but the orientation of the car that's parked at my house will be rotated 90 degrees from the car that you see in that picture.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as big of a parking pad as that. It's just going to be a pull in, so parked parallel to the road.
Oh
And
yeah,
it will
I remember this. Yep.
it'll be angled on the far side, so it'll be kind of like you always pull in and then you would back out from the parking pad.
So this is the one where you're going to get rid of some of that landscaping up front to do this, which was kind of a bummer. That's what we were looking at, was the landscaping had to be removed to put this parking space in.
Yeah, there are going to be some of those trees that are going to be removed. I'm hoping to take there's one nice one that I'm going to hope to plant on the left side of the existing driveway. So I'm hopefully going to keep a couple of those. There is a spot further down the road where it would still be on my property and I can build it. But the reason I didn't want to put it there is that for my neighbors across the street, they have a pretty large truck and they would be backing out. And it would just make that a much more stressful entrance and exit for them if I put it further down on my property line, as it would sort of be directly across the road from their driveway.
Yeah.
Is this
Okay,
gonna,
guys, any other questions? Go ahead, Patrick.
is this gonna be on the right of way?
It is. Yeah, you probably remember it. Yeah, it's gonna be right on the right of way. It's the one where the orange tape went on an angle. So the front was 30 feet, the backside was 25, and it kind of angled to miss that big tree. And so he's gonna do parallel parking, next to the street there.
Right, do we need Sudden Valley approval? Since
Yes. Yeah, so we'd give our approval and then defer to Sudden Valley. They'd meet with Mike or whoever Mike sends out there.
How high do you expect these retaining walls to be to hold that parking space?
Not as high as the one in the image. So I would expect probably about 5 feet. So I would say 5 or 6 levels of those concrete blocks that are just layered and stacked. In the proposal, I kind of did some research into the different layers to help with the water runoff and irrigation and kind of bring that water away from the home off to the right if you're looking at the home, with some gravel and then soil and then some of the pea pebbles on the top level.
Okay. You have a contractor to do this, right?
I do not. No, I was going to do it myself.
Well, any retaining wall over 4 feet requires engineering and a county permit.
Okay.
That's the law. That's a county law. So yeah, any retaining wall over 4 feet. That's why you hear, and if you ever heard these things, a lot of builders try to always keep their retaining walls under 4 feet. So and they'll try to step them to avoid that 4 foot, because of course that's going to require an engineering stamp and some design.
So,
and you can do the design yourself, but it just needs to be engineered stamped. You got to get engineer to stamp it.
okay, I'm not sure on that vertical measurement.
Yeah.
It's not going to be significantly far off the road because the parking is going to be parallel to the road. So,
yes, but just keep that in mind. So as you're doing it, if you get to that area, you're going to have to figure that out. And also you're parking a load on there, you're going to have your car. So you're not going to want to fudge it. You're going to want it done right. Go ahead. Did you guys have any other questions or comments?
Well, my concern would be that once the county looks at this and there may be some changes based on, the engineering of it, can we approve this vague drawing of what it's going to look like before we know exactly what the engineering aspect is going to be or how that might affect it? Because like you said, it will be not just dirt, but it will be able to hold probably some big trucks also, because as soon as you have a parking space, people are going to back into it or so, I'm just concerned that it might change once it goes through the rigors of the whole county review.
No, I think it actually, you bring us some good points, because I would like to see what the retaining wall is going to be, because you're right. So it is rather vague, going to build a retaining wall out of some block, and there's just a picture. It doesn't say like a keystone or an Allen block. It doesn't give a specific name that we could look up and reference and go, okay, that looks fine, or a slump stone, or we don't know what that could be. And a retaining wall out of block could end up being cinder block, which is not approved, and would look horrible. So technically, yes, you are correct that it needs to be looked at. And I'm saying they looked at it, you know, by the description. The guy knows what who wrote your description how to build this? You did?
Yeah, I wrote it. I'm pretty savvy.
You just got that offline? That's exactly how you build it. I mean, that's fantastic. No, I appreciate that, because that's how it needs to be done. And if you did everything like that, everything should work out just fine.
Yeah, it would be technically a pavestone retaining wall block where it has that lip on the end to prevent slipping.
Yep.
So it's going to look as like a 1/3 of the size version of the one at 7 Granite Circle. I just like the look of theirs, and then I know sort of layering with drainage would be helpful, because I'd like to have that stuff drain sort of away from my house and not have it stacked against the foundation. So yeah, I'm confident in it, but I'm also, you know, this is the first time. I just bought this house last month, so I'm not well versed in this whole process.
So Keith,
yes.
Okay, so the scope of the project is requests to add a parking space, and then the second part of the scope is to add a retaining wall, because there is basically no land there. And the picture or the image is not the proposed image of the building of this parking spot, right? So
correct.
that
is correct.
there to be for context, it's not to serve as a retaining wall. So what's missing in the description that the request has is missing what's the height of that retaining wall. It's missing where are the drains, and it's also missing
where are what, Wayne? Where are what?
It's missing the retaining wall dimensions.
Yeah.
And it's missing where the drainage location will be, like the length of the drainage pipe, and where it's going to be placed, both on a side view and a site plan. So your site plan is missing that. And then the other comment is you're not explaining how the water is carrying away. So what is the current finished grade of your home versus where this constructed parking space is? Because as far like you're gonna need county to review this, right? Because if the water is taken away from your home, what's the chances of it being flown or flowing into someone else's property, right? So you gotta engineer it so it doesn't flow into somebody else's property.
Does this not flow down towards your house?
Yeah, it's not. It's basically built. It's already built up because it has the little current like shrubs and trees and everything. So it's basically, I want to take up that 8 to 10 feet to allow for a car to park there parallel.
Yeah.
And since I'm putting in the work to build a retaining wall, I figured it would make sense to also build some better drainage, because right now that water just kind of sits there and there's a little patio area. And so I just figured, rather than having it drop out directly in front of my house, I should have it drain 4 feet off to the right and have it drain just down the slope to the right side of my house. It's not a large change, but it's, you know, I'm going to go through the effort to put in the pavers. I might as well put in some drainage pipes as well.
Yeah. All right. So so like Wayne said, what are the dimensions of that? So that area that's collecting water now, so that's what Wayne is focused on now. So you're collecting water currently in an area. Now you want to direct that water down to the side of your house. So it's going to flow differently from where it flows currently. So what are the dimensions of that area? I mean, Like, obviously you're parking a car on it, right? But is it just that 20 by 25 by 30 foot area?
Yeah, that's the size of the parking pad that I'm.
Okay, that's the parking pad, but where is this patio? Is that pad you said, or patio you were talking about that holds water now?
The patio is already built. That just sits sort of like below the existing shrubs.
Toward the front of your house.
In front of the house, yeah. It's
okay.
From the road.
Yeah, so Wayne, so right now this slopes down toward his house. I don't know if you made it out there now. And so he's building up the retaining wall on the back side there, right? So he can put his parallel parking in there. And then so your concern is he's going to put in some like a catch basin up here. He's putting in pavers, some catch basin to catch some water, and then he's going to let it still drain onto his property, but off to the side. And so it sounds like what Wayne is asking for, if I got this correct, is so we're going to want to know the height of the retaining wall, how you plan to take care of your drainage, like what you're using, the dimensions of the area, which I think he gave us 30 by 25, and the actual brick that you're going to be using, the block that you're going to be using for your retaining wall.
Okay.
Does that sound accurate, guys?
And do we need
as far as
go ahead.
Go ahead, Patrick. Patrick.
Does he need Sudden Valley approval for the right of way?
Yeah, those are required. I think Keith, what I'm putting the motion here is to defer until resubmission of a site plan with the dimensions actually on the site plan. So that gives us the site view, and then also the elevation view of how does this actually look finished. Like, so on the side view, it'll show the perspective of the height of the retaining wall, and it'll also show the drainage in terms of, is it flowing away or is it diverted to the side of the house? So we don't have enough information here to make a decision.
Yeah, so I thought that was the motion to defer. So we're deferring, and we need the height of the retaining wall. And so on your site plan, you're going to show these things. You're going to show your site plan is going to show the elevations. You're going to show the retaining wall. You're going to show your dimensions. You can show your drainage on there. There's little arrows that shows the direction of where the water's going. And then we want to see what the block is you're actually using for your retaining wall. And that's all we have currently. Is that correct? Guys, anything else?
Do we need to see the approval from the county first? Since he's building this himself, I mean, things may change once it goes through that process. Or, I mean, this looks good as it is. You know, it looks good, but I want to make sure things don't change as the design may need to change for engineering.
So technically, this, as it sits, would not need to go through county. In my mind, if this was my house, I'd be doing it myself as well. And I wouldn't need to go to county unless I'm building a retaining wall that's going to go over 4 feet tall.
In which I think the owner suggested it may.
He may, yeah, he's not sure yet. And that's the thing. So most of the time you don't know until you're actually out there starting to build it. You can guess in your head, unless you have the equipment, you can actually, survey it and figure it out. But most of the time it's a guess, and I can usually come within a foot or so, but it's always like it's a crapshoot, So you don't know if you need it until you start doing it and go, oh, yep, I'm gonna be over 4 feet down here, and then you got to do it. You got to get that stamp and stuff like that. So
I'm thinking in the interest of moving things along as quickly as he possibly can. I'd hate for him to have to submit it to us and then have it changed with the county and then have to show it to us again. Should we just wait till he shows it to the county? I'm asking.
Well, so what we're asking him to do is he'll be figuring this out, because we're asking him to submit all that information to us. Like, we're deferring it, and then he's going to come back and resubmit with that application, or with that information we're asking for.
Sure.
And then at that point, he's going to know himself, because he's surveying it. He's going to look at it and go, crap, I am 5 foot on this retaining wall, or 6 foot high. And he'll know at that point, or I'm going to do 2 3-footers and avoid the county altogether, or however he may have to do it,
Okay.
So that would be the motion on the table now, to defer until we receive all that information. Is that correct? Did I get it correct, Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, and then, so can I get a second on that motion?
Daniel, the second.
Wayne and then Daniel, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that's unanimous. So it's kind of clear, and then Diane will send you something so you know what else you need to do too. But at least you heard it from everyone what we're looking for.
All right, thank you. Appreciate
Hey,
y'all
I appreciate your time this morning, Anthony. Thank you, man.
Yep.
Okay, that was 23 Granite Circle, item 35. Okay, anyone else here in attendance? No, okay. All right. Now we're gonna go back to the top of our agenda and hopefully whiz through some of this stuff quickly, because I realize we're spending way too much time here. All right, item number 2, we're gonna bump all the way back up to the top of the agenda. So item number 2 is the consent agenda. It's approval of the 8/3/2023 meeting minutes. And hopefully you guys got the email version attached, because it was a draft, I believe, only in here, and then an email was sent out to everyone to look at. Can I get a motion?
I'll
Motion.
move.
One of you. All right, Wayne. I got Wayne move to approve. And Joe Jean for the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. Okay, item number 3, consent agenda of the meeting minutes for 8/17/2023.
Move to approve.
Okay, that's Patrick.
Second.
Daniel, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're all here now. Okay, so that is unanimous. Okay, item number 4, 90 Grandview Lane. This was a tree removal request, and this is a lot. We're a little concerned on whose property that tree is. It may be on SVCA's property, or it may be on the homeowner's property. The homeowner is not 100% sure. They believe it's on SVCA property. We're unsure. I looked at a map this morning. I'm unsure. It's kind of a weird lot. They have a driveway that extends over a little SVCA lot to get down to their lot. And so it is cut in a weird pie shape. So I'm not a surveyor. So to me, that needs to be looked at a little more extensively to determine whose tree that is and who's liable for it. That tree didn't seem to be like in imminent danger right now or any issues, but it may need to be monitored and looked at. So I think we decided when we're looking out there that we're understanding it does need to come down. It looks like it was okay to come down, but we need to determine whose property that is. So I think we're going to make the motion to defer this to Sudden Valley, for Mike to take a look at that and figure out, hopefully he can figure out whose property that is, if it's Sudden Valley's or the homeowners. But I need that motion from someone. Or I guess I can make it myself. I made the motion to defer to Sudden Valley.
Second.
Second.
And that was Patrick for the second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, item number 5, 1 Whispering Cedars Court. Tree trimming request. This is for limbing. So we have a couple limbings on here. We'll go really fast, hopefully, for item 5 and 6. Item 1 Whispering Cedars and 3 Whispering Cedars. Both are just tree limbing.
I'll move to approve both.
Okay, Joe Jean,
I'll second.
and that's Daniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous for items 5 and 6. Item number 7, 30 Bramble Way, tree removal. Now, this one has an arborist report with it.
I move to approve.
Patrick,
Wayne to second.
Wayne, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Okay, item number 8, 19 Little Strawberry Lane, Gate 9, tree removal request. This one, I believe, was on Sudden Valley. At least I wrote that. Let's see. Is it item 9? You guys have anything on that one?
Is this the one that might be in Sun Valley? I don't see where.
Yeah. All 3 trees are dead. Worried someone will get hurt. Yeah, it does not say that. How come I thought it was?
There's another one that does. This one, they say there's some fire damage.
Okay, this is a different one. Yep. Okay, can I get a motion on this one?
Move to approve.
That's Daniel. Get a second?
Wayne to second.
That's Wayne, all in favor?
Aye.
This is 19 little. Am I on the wrong one?
Item 8.
Yeah, I am. So it's Dan and Wayne. I wrote it in the wrong spot. And that was unanimous. Okay, item number 9, 1 Holly View, tree removal request. I wrote whose property? Why did I write that? 9. Item 9. Did we just look at this one?
No.
Good. 9, 1 Holly View, 3 dead trees. Get a motion?
Move to approve.
Patrick,
Second.
Dan? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous.
The
Okay.
next one is the one on Sun Valley.
Yeah,
There are
check.
2 that are on their property and the rest are on, I think, Sun Valley.
All right, item number 10, 10 Jasper Ridge Lane. All right, so so we want to move to approve, then what is it? I can't see the numbers. It looks like 5, 6, 7, 8.
6 and 8.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh boy, we've had tech problems. There is a separate tree request with the other trees.
Oh,
You guys are only worrying about 2 trees, and I remember there's a highlight that tells you the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep.
I remember that. Yep. Okay, so then yeah, no problem. So then I need a motion.
Move to approve.
And that's Patrick, and this is item number 10, Patrick. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Joe Jean, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that is unanimous. And then the other trees on this request have already been deferred to Sudden Valley, so that's fine. Okay, item number 11, 35 Windward Drive, exterior alteration of paint color.
I'll move to approve.
Joe Jean.
Wayne to second.
Oh my gosh, you guys, this is black. Look at this. What? This is not subdued.
Urbane bronze. These are just black and white. This isn't what they look like. It's urbane bronze. And what's the other one? Black magic. The other one's black.
Yeah, that's Joe Jean and Wayne. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
I looked at the urbane bronze and I like it a lot.
I know you liked it.
I'm gonna paint everything else, everything in my house urbane bronze now.
Everybody. All right, item number 12, 15 Marigold Drive.
Keith, did you abstain or oppose?
I did abstain.
Okay.
It's not black. I mean, the trim is black, but the body's not black.
Yeah, I know, but
all right, yeah.
It's awful dark in the winter time. Item number 12, 15 Marigold Drive, exterior alteration paint.
Don't like this one, it's white.
It's off.
Did I hear a motion?
I'll move.
Joe Jean? Can I get a second?
Wayne to second.
Wayne's a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that one's unanimous. Okay, item number 14, 81 Grandview Lane, extension and reapproval. I can't read my notes. Gosh, I hate that. Item 14, I hope they wrote better on there. Oh,
So
yeah,
the
Diane, since you're there, I didn't get my comment, that page that usually comes where I can make comments on there. I don't know, it just didn't print or get attached to it.
Not sure which page you're talking about.
It's like on the, like if I show you this minutes one. Like you see how those, I don't know if you can see how those comes up and then there's place like to talk and put your comments on there. I didn't get
Oh,
that in this
okay.
packet.
So you would like the extended.
Yeah, I
minutes.
like that. Yeah, that way I can put my notes in there.
Got it.
Okay, sorry, guys.
Learning.
Okay, 81 Grandview, item 14, 81 Grandview.
I'll move to approve.
Yeah, I think we have to do it with 81 Grandview. We have to do it. I wrote here, I have to read my notes. We're gonna do it to 124.24. That'll match the county permit. It was 124.24, and then I put with appropriate fees for 81 Grandview. So the Joe Jean, that would be the motion. You would move to approve, I guess, with that motion with appropriate fees with the extension to 124/2024.
So these are residents, right? This isn't a contractor. This isn't a spec.
What do you mean?
These are people who want to move into the property, right? They're requesting the extension.
They are requesting an extension, yes.
So it looks to me like just people who hired contractors and they have nothing to, they can't control the timetable. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you actually, what you're saying there, but something to do with timetable, the contractors?
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a contractor and they've got no control over the approval or the extension for this. I just I just want to say it's not their fault. They just want to move in and they're just dealing with contractors. So obviously I would approve their extension.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions or comments or concerns? Okay, can we get a motion? Oh, we already have the motion. Move to approve. All right, yeah, can we get a second?
Daniel, the second.
Okay, Daniel, the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Okay. Item number 17, 3 Austin Creek Lane, exterior alteration, paint. And like, I put a no. And I think this is the one that Daniel really likes. And hey, I showed that to my wife too. She was like, I gotta agree with them. Yeah, she liked it better too. She goes, I like it better with the repaint. I was like, gosh, what's wrong with me? So we need to get a motion on that one. Item number 17, 3 Austin Creek Lane is exterior alteration paint request.
I move to approve in spite of Keith's comments.
All right, can I get a second?
Wayne to second.
Wayne. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I still have to abstain, even though I know I'm going against my wife now too. I'm gonna abstain on that, but it does pass. It is approved. Okay, item number 18, 1 Indian Ridge Court, a construction change. This is to add a culvert because the county's requiring 24-inch coverage over a sewer line, and he can't do it because the ditch is there. So he wants to put a culvert in, fill the ditch in, put the culvert in, and that way he'll obtain his 24-inch clearance that the county's requesting over the sewer line.
This is the temporary one?
No, this should be permanent, this one.
Oh, okay.
This one be a permanent stay. The
okay.
temporary one's coming up. That's a temporary parking issue, but this one, it'll be, the county's requiring it to be covered, so it'll have to be covered forever. And so this would also have to go to SVCA, but I think we had no problem with it. We know it has to be sent to SVCA as well because it's gonna include the swale, the drainage ditch. So can I get a motion on that?
Move to-
Yeah, motion to approve based on the Whatcom County requirement.
Okay, and to SVCA, because it's gonna be in the right of way. And can we get a second?
Daniel the second.
Daniel, I'm gonna write that down, SVCA two. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Okay, item number 21, Fort Lourdes Court, paint request.
I'll move-
Motion.
Motion to approve. Who made the motion? Wayne?
Yes.
Was it Wayne? Yep. Item number 21, Wayne, second.
Daniel the second.
Daniel, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that is unanimous. Okay, item number 22, 29 Tumbling Water, exterior alteration paint request.
I move to approve.
That's Patrick,
Second.
Joe Jean. All in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous. Item number 23, 27 Tumbling Water Drive, exterior alteration request. It's a fence. And we also have 24, 27 Tumbling Water Drive. It's a porch and railing. So we actually met the homeowners out there on this one, didn't we? 23
Yes.
and 24. Yes, the screened porch and a little doggy. So can we get a motion? Let's do item 23 first. This would be the fence for the dogs.
I'll move to approve.
That is Joe Jean. Get a second.
Second.
That is Patrick. And the only thing I want to add, and we'll take a vote real quick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. Okay, the only thing I want to add, and I don't know, Diane, if you're doing this yet, but when people put in fences for dog runs, basically, or pet things, I talked to the homeowners about it. Sometimes we're having issues now because we're getting a lot of these the last like 3 years, a ton of fence things and pet runs. People have a tendency to put their dogs outside and then leave. And then their dogs sit there and bark all day long because there's deers and raccoons and all kinds of nature running around here. So we should be putting something in there saying you've been approved for your pet enclosure or whatever, but please keep in mind of these guidelines or something, dog barking, nuisance dogs, or something should just accompany those types of things.
I
So
like
people
that.
At least could think about that stuff, be considerate.
Hey Keith, on top of this, we want to specify the black or the green.
Say that again?
We want to specify the black or the green paint on the wire fence.
Hog wire.
Yes. Yes, I would say so. Let's just specify that. So green or black mesh. We could let them choose, but yes, that's great, Daniel. Good catch. Green or black mesh. Okay, item 24, 27 Tumbling Water Drive. This is the porch railing. So they want to take down their screened in porch now and actually do
Going back to Daniel's thing,
what's that?
you're saying that they have to paint their hog wire fence?
Not paint it. So you buy it, it comes black, or you can buy it black, green, or get it just galvanized.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's yeah, painting it. Yeah, that would yeah, I'd hate to get the contractor for that.
Well, my neighbor paints the wood part of his.
Oh, he does? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the railing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, item number 24, again, 27 Tumbling Water Drive. This is the to tear out the screen porch and put in the railing, item 24. I believe they were using the same railing, weren't they?
I don't remember that.
Well, we didn't ask him about that. So they're using some bollards. They have special bollard chalet design. Porch painted green. The porch will be enclosed. Or not enclosed. What is that? Accessed via a gate in the front. The railing would be. Doesn't really say what the material is.
I think they said they were gonna leave the same support beams and then put a railing on between them.
Yeah, gosh, I don't know why I didn't ask. I was too busy walking around the street looking for property markers. I didn't ask what the railing was gonna be. So if you guys are good with it, I don't really understand what it is.
I'm gonna move to approve because
Wooden porch railing, so
we talked to them for a while and
yeah.
it seemed fine to me.
Well, and also they say they're gonna paint it green, but it's not specified which green.
Well,
Yeah.
their house is green. And they said they're gonna have to repaint their house later, so. I'm sure,
Right.
they want that to be the same.
Do we need to specify that it should be a approved color? I mean, I trust that they will do the right thing, but I don't know if we
Well, I
need
think
to.
that would come back when they do the paint their house, then they get the request for that.
Okay, well, they do mention that they're gonna paint the porch green here.
So the motion on the table is to approve. Now, if you want to add caveats, we need to do that now. Like paint to match existing or,
No, so Keith, the motion is to approve with the accepted Sudden Valley paint colors.
Yeah.
We don't have a green, I don't think.
Well, if you look under decor, it matches the fence mesh decor, right? Green or black.
There's a pewter green.
yeah, see, my understanding was they were gonna paint to match their existing right now until they repaint the house.
I'm looking at the house on Zillow.
Did
and
I get
it's-
that wrong? Oh,
I'm looking at the house on Zillow and it's not green.
Well, I'm colorblind, but it looked green to me
mhm,
when we were out there.
yeah.
Probably
Well-
old pictures.
I think it may have been like a sage kind of green, sage green. They intend to repaint the whole house. I think they just want to make it clear that they're not going to just leave it as bare wood. I don't know if we need to specify that it needs to be a certain green, but in this case, I mean, I trust them to do the right thing, but
Yeah, that's how I felt. I'm with Jojene on it. Move to approve as submitted. I think it's gonna look better than what's there now. That's for darn sure.
yes,
Yeah.
the sooner they get started, the better.
Yeah.
And I think they would agree.
So
There's a dark green door and it is a sage color.
that's the motion. I would need a second.
Daniel, the second.
Daniel's the second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Who made the
Okay.
motion? I missed it.
Jojene did. So that has been approved. Okay, item number 25, 20 Sweetwater Circle. Extension and reapproval. So, oh, this is the one. 121. So the same thing on this, we would, move to approve and then with the appropriate fees. So Sun Valley would look and say, this first, second, or third extension. So it's hard to tell. So we can see when they submitted for a permit roughly, right? But that SFR date of 2022. But that doesn't mean they ever came in for an extension. So sometimes you could have one or, go a year or 2 years, and that's the first extension they ever asked for. So that's why I always say, and I sent Diana an email, I usually always say that with appropriate fees. So then Sudden Valley would look and go, okay, this is the second extension, or this is a third extension. This guy's just lost 50% of his deposit. And so it's up for them to look that stuff up, and figure it out. So that's why on these types of things, I would say, if I was doing it, move to approve with appropriate fees.
I'll second.
Well, Okay, I guess I made a motion. Move to approve with appropriate fees. Does anybody have any questions or comments on this?
So what do
Before we do that, go ahead,
Yeah,
Wayne.
so one comment is you'll make the motion based on the Whatcom County permit date, right?
Yeah, and it was one. Shoot, I just
It's
had it. 1/21, January 21st, 2024.
right. Okay. Just want to make that clear.
Yes. That is
Like the whole point of making it clear is that we're not basing it on another 6 months from the date we received, right? It's to the
Yes.
Whatcom County date.
Right.
That's correct. So 1/21/24 will match. Yeah, that's what we do, match the extension date of the permit by the county. And so that was a motion on the table. I'm sorry, who made that motion? Oh, I did. That's right, Keith. Who seconded that?
I did.
Joe Jean. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous with those comments. Okay, item number 26, 3 Wisteria Lane, parking.
That's the one we looked at.
I know we looked at pretty much, yeah.
It had a lot of drainage issues.
Yeah, I think we all was a resounding no on that one. Yeah, so the way this one is submitted to us is, yeah, absolutely. So that's a culvert. This is on a steep hill. It collects a lot of water down there. That is going to be a drainage issue. And just to throw a pipe in there and run that water right on down the rail through instead of it collecting and into the, into the ground and stuff like that, saturating there. It's just going to run right down to the next house. And then a street is right after that. We also had the concern with the reasoning behind it, and putting 2,000 square feet of gravel in a front yard just so people could park there was, again, wrong. And the driveway wasn't that steep. So we didn't understand like I think the reasoning for supposedly having a steep driveway makes it hard. Now we did see the one angle on the driveway going into it was a little difficult. They need to pull up a little further up the driveway to pull into it without hitting that, but that's the way I recalled it. You guys have any other comments or questions on that?
So is the motion to deny?
Well, I haven't made the motion. I was just making my comments.
I'd like to make the motion to deny.
Okay, Joe Jean.
Daniel the second.
That is 3 Wisteria. That's Joe Jean. And Daniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's unanimous. And then hopefully Diane understood that. So we got issues with the swale being filled in. It seems to be an issue there with water. There's a lot of water drainage in that area. And just to say we're going to fill it in with a bunch of 2,000 square feet of gravel in your front yard, it was unacceptable. So they need to come up with a better plan if they want to proceed with additional space.
So Keith, I think
yes, sir.
What I would add to the additional notes to the denial is just simply lacks engineering information.
Yep, that's actually excellent. Lack of engineering. Yep. Okay, item number 27. So that was unanimous. Yeah, we already voted on that. Item number 27, 98 Honeycomb Lane, exterior alteration and reapproval. 98 Honeycomb, item 27.
I move to approve the extension to the county permit of 1/6/24.
That's Pat. Hang on, what happened? I lost my sheet. Oh gosh. Sorry guys, 1 second. I just somehow misplaced my cover sheet. That was weird. Okay. That was really weird. Okay, that was Patrick. And what was the date, Patrick?
1/16/24.
15 or 16?
1/6.
1/6. 2024.
Yeah, so 1/16.
Yep,
24.
2024. Yep, move to approve now is Patrick. Can we get a second?
Is it 16 or 6?
16.
Seeing 6.
What's that?
I'm seeing 6.
Are you seeing a 6? Okay, 98. Let me, item 27. Okay, item 27. Oh, yeah, I wrote 162. I must have seen a 6 somewhere.
Permit says 1/16/24. Page 2 of
It
10.
does, yeah, I see it. 1/16/2024. That's funny because on the front I wrote on my notes 1/6/2024. I must have seen it somewhere.
On the actual application, they wrote 1/6.
Oh, maybe that's right side. All right, so we'll go with 1/16/2024.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
With appropriate fees. And that was Patrick, and did we get a second on that?
Daniel the second.
Daniel the second. All in favor? I guess that's us. Wayne, are you in approve?
Yep, aye.
All right, that's unanimous. We've lost Patrick and Joe Jean. Okay, item number 28, 215 Polo Park Drive, exterior alteration request, a paint request. Item number 28. Oh, my. And this one wanted, homeowner would like approval for both trim colors. So he's leaning toward the rockweed color, but he would like the option to go with the hickory smoke as a trim in case rockweed doesn't look good. This is where we need Joe Jean and Patrick too, because these are, I don't know, guys, dark. Go ahead, but I need a motion, 215 Polo Park.
I move to approve.
That's Daniel. You need a second.
And Wayne the second.
Gosh, fun. Well, I'm abstaining, but it still gets approved by majority.
It's an elegant color palette.
There's nothing wrong there. It's just dark, that's all.
Yeah, just dark. Okay, item number 30, 144 Sudden Valley Drive, new construction. So this one, guys, we deferred it. I sent an email to Joel. That's why he's not here, I'm assuming today. I don't know that, but I assume. So this project was not strong. As we know, it only had one property corner that was staked out there. There was no back corner staked that I saw. There was nothing else staked, no line strung, no trees ribboned. It just wasn't ready and probably shouldn't have been on our agenda. However, Joel brought up, I sent it out, I think, to everybody this morning.
Yeah, I saw that.
He brought up a thing on this particular project that, if we don't respond within 30 days, that's going to be taken as approval. I disagree with that because it was deferred because it didn't have all the information. So what they're saying, they haven't actually responded yet, but it sounds like we need to deny it today. So we don't bypass that 30 days, deny the project as submitted, and then they just have to resubmit when they're ready. And which honestly, at this point, they might wait till next year at this point anyways. So.
Yeah, so the motion, I'll set the motion and motion to deny with lack of information or survey information.
Yeah. All right, so that's Wayne.
Daniel the second.
Daniel the second. All in favor?
Aye.
That'll be unanimous. Oh, hey, Patrick, you're back. All right,
Yeah. What happened on the other ones? I hit the wrong button and I lost everything.
Yeah. What item did you leave off at?
I don't have anything for 27 and 28.
Item 27 was approved. It's Patrick. You made the motion to approve to 160.
I didn't hear the vote.
And Daniel seconded it.
Okay.
And we approved it with appropriate fees. So Sudden Valley will determine, whether it's first, second, or third extension. Item 28 was approved. Daniel and Wayne. Daniel made the motion, Wayne seconded, I abstained.
Okay,
Item 29, 287, we did that one already, right?
Right.
And you're up to date then.
right.
Okay. And now we're on item number 30, which is 144 Sudden Valley thing, and we just made the motion to deny that, and we all made that unanimous just for lack of information, and they're not ready, unfortunately. Okay, item 31, 22 Lost Fork Lane. This is the heat pump on the exterior of the house, located between the electrical panel and the end of the house. Need to get a motion on that.
I move to approve.
Yeah, Wayne just.
Okay, Patrick and Wayne, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that is unanimous. And we'll jump down to item number 36, Ford Twin Flower Circle, a construction change. This is that one for temporary parking.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't believe how many items that were on here this week. 36. Item 36, Ford Twin Flower. I'd like to put, oh, this is for, yeah. So yeah, trouble parking. So my thing on this, if we made it temporary, then it has to be verified that it would be temporary. So that's something we're gonna have to state, like we're gonna have to actually maybe state 30 days after final inspection, culvert to be reinstated to how it was. Or ditch to be reestablished, or something like that. We're gonna have to put a timeline in there. Diane mentioned something before that we didn't put a timeline on something, so I guess we left it open, ambiguous for a never-ending thing to happen.
So the motion is to approve temporary parking with remediation date set 30 days go forward or following.
Yeah, if it's remediation, 30 days.
To the original approved design.
After final. And then we should also defer it to Sudden Valley. Just because it's in the right of way. So we'll give our approval with those comments, so it'll have to be remediated with 30 days after final, and then defer to Sudden Valley to get on board with maintenance's approval for the culvert. Anything else we need to add? I think that covered us. Temporary parking, he says it right on the application. We're approving temporary parking to be reinstated to Swale 30 days after final inspection. Need to get a second on that. Wayne made that motion.
I second.
Patrick second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. I'm writing it on the wrong thing. So that was Wayne, Patrick, and unanimous. 30 days after final. Okay. Okay, item number 37, and this will be our last item today. This is 15 Autumn Vista Place extension and reapproval to 11/13.
23.
Yeah, 11/13/23. Couple month extension, huh? Can we get a motion?
Well, so Keith, the actual Whatcom County permit doesn't it say 4/2/24, like 2 April 24?
I believe it did, actually, but I don't see it. Where'd you see that at? But I believe it did. I think you're right, but I think they asked for the extension.
Yeah, I don't want to make them short, right? Like,
Yeah, right. No, I see what you're saying. Where did you see that though, Wayne? I thought I saw that too.
I see that date next to the word revised under the contractor. I'm not sure if that's what that date signifies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's got an expiration date of 11/13/23
Yeah, that's what we gotta go with.
on the permit.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, 11/13/23. Yeah, so that's what we gotta go with to match the county currently.
Where is that on the permit? What page?
It's on
The
page,
second page.
yeah, on the second page. It says, it's highlighted too.
Oh, why am I not seeing it?
I'm
Says
not seeing it
it's
either.
on,
Oh, I see. The set page 2 of 8. Okay, got it.
Yeah, in the back it says it expires 11/13/2023.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so that would be the motion to extend it to 11/13/2023.
Move to approve. Or second.
That's, well, no, too late now, Daniel. So Daniel made the motion. Who's seconding?
I'll second.
Okay, Patrick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, that concludes our lovely ACC meeting today. All 38 items have been heard.